Hello. Ah, wrong mic. Wait, let me see if now we have the right microphone or not. Audio, mic, audio, mic. Sa. Hello. Yes, I think it's the right one. And anyway, you can hear me, I guess, so it's fine. It's fine, my boys. Yep. How are you today? Hello, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon. And welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. Yay. So, today I was in holiday. Fantastic. And so I spent pretty much the whole day working on the car game, and I made some good progress, I would say. Some pretty good progress. Also, I released the new version and everything, so yup. Pretty good. We are approaching stream 1800. Wow. Wow. It's kind of hot today, again. Between hot and very hot. So there are still 31 degrees now. Yeah, it was like my car was saying 41 degrees outside, but obviously I think it was a bit over the real value, but still, you know, 41. I think it was like 39 or something. So okay, so we are working on the lockpicking minigame, right? And one thing that I was trying to do is, first of all, to understand exactly how it was working, and second, trying to make it more modular, because I think that at the moment is really not modular enough, right? Is designed just to be functional, just to work, right? But it's not designed to be modular enough, right? So we want to make it more modular. And one thing that I was reasoning is that the collision, right, between this tool and the actual blueprint may not be very easy to do, right? So I think what we need to do, we need to have and I'm probably going to move, right, this whole thing up, and yeah, I would like to think how to do it exactly, but I would like to remove this and put our new thing, right? And also, I don't think it should be 2 levels. At the moment it's 2 levels, but I think it makes no sense to be 2 levels. It should be 1 level with a configurable blueprint, right? Yeah. So this is our so we were trying to have this guy. Yeah, I think we should do a test only with one pin for a second and just understand the collision, because if we do it wrong, right, and then it doesn't work, it's a bit of a mess. So let me do this. Let me lockpick minigame BP. Lockpick minigame BP. Bara 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 bam bam. Let's change the music. Okay. So let's move everything up. Let's move everything up alpha meter, so that it doesn't get in the way, right? Doesn't get in the way, and we can have our new blueprint minigame. Yeah, now one of the problems is that this is not really, but I think we can I mean, as long as he's aligned properly, I think we are fine, right? It's pretty much like this. It's pretty much like this. Now, I would like to understand what happened. We just crash or something. Yeah, I cannot move the pick. Cannot move the pick. The reason could be wait, let me just test the collision 1 second. Huh? Why show collision is not? Okay, the collision is definitely fucked up. Collision is definitely fucked up. I don't know if it's because by default are we getting the collision for the wall thing, or are we getting the collision? Maybe when I re-imported it I didn't set the collision properly. Could be. Use a simple collision as complex. Exactly the opposite of what we need. In theory, this guy should never collide, but no, he should, because you should not be able to go through it. Did we have a simple collision? Nah. I don't think we had a simple collision made, but it sounds like we did, because maybe I didn't export it properly. Nah, there is no UCX here. There is no UCX. So the okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why. It's actually a bit weird that it was done that way, but it's fine. Yeah, now I can move, right? Now I can move. Now the only question is if this... Ah, he actually did something. Okay, cool. So actually, it is colliding. It is colliding with this guy. Okay. Okay, well, that's very nice. The problem is that this guy moves, but I mean the spring moves and scales, but this guy doesn't move, right? And he definitely can, because I think there is no... I mean, I assume there is no issue with collision, right? Now, we really need to change the way this level thinks, right? This level thinks this way, right? And that's a big problem. I think we should probably completely disconnect this and copy all of this. But before doing this, because basically this is just the space trigger, right? The space bar trigger. So we kind of care little about this. What we care more is the code that is inside of this. And we need to understand why at the moment he's not doing what he should be doing. My level script actor? What the hell is this? What is my level script actor? Huh? This may be a leftover from the past, because it doesn't exist actually. It doesn't exist in the level. Level reference? Hello, Hula. Good evening. How are you? Definitely the collision happens, right? Definitely the collision happens. Still, it doesn't move at all. It doesn't move at all, even if for sure is passing through this, right? For sure. For sure is passing through this. For sure. Set actor location. So it seems that this is not. Let me try to remove the sweep 1 second and see if that is. Okay, so it is complaining. It is complaining about collision. Because if I don't do sweep, right, it is actually working. Yeah, so it looks like the board, I mean the base object was actually not colliding, right? And probably was done that way. Yeah, exactly. It's not collision. So it was probably done that way to solve this problem, right? We can set it as that. We can set this guy as no collision. Just the base, right? But everything else is colliding. So if I do this and I turn on the sweep again, I don't know why it's so dark at the beginning, but Now, I don't know if it really makes sense that it's... I don't know if it really makes sense that it's colliding. Also, I don't understand why when you do this, then it's not going back to the original position, right? Do you think I can go above? Oh, maybe I can. Ah, I can. That one obviously returns properly. Why this one returns properly and mine doesn't? I think the difference is that that one is immediately going up, right? And it seems that while moving is ignoring additional collision, while this one seems to collide continuously. Maybe it collides with the do you think it collides with the thingy? Could be. I mean, I can do no collision for a second and see if that fixes it. Yes, it does. Okay, so for some reason it's colliding with the problem is that we need this to collide, right? Otherwise we can go through and it's not what we want, right? So it seems that the position somehow, I mean, we can also create separate collision channels, but maybe that's too much, you know, for what we need. So it seems that the positioning of this thing is very, very, very tricky, right? So you can mess it up, right, very easily. But it really looks like he's colliding, though. You see, I mean, he's definitely colliding. So I don't think if this will ever work. But it's working above, so which is weird. Now you're saying he's stopping there. He's stopping there while here it seems he's not. But I don't understand how it's possible considering that it's the same object, right? I think it's colliding exactly in the same way. So what is making this different in terms of positioning? It looks like to me that this is actually better positioned than this one. This one is slightly out, right? Like you can see. So it's slightly out and it's also slightly misplaced, right? So it's probably colliding already from the beginning. And maybe that makes a difference? I don't know. It seems like they slit. But I don't think I want it that way, right? It seems the slit is already colliding like this from the beginning. And so, due to that, maybe it's not colliding again when... no, but it's colliding again. So, or we flag this like as word dynamic, and this one is word static, and then we have a collision. You know, that this one is ignoring word static or vice versa, you know, whatever. So that this one is only colliding dynamic. That could be one way. The other difference is that this one is a child actor, right? Is not a normal. Unfortunately, it's not a normal pin, right? And is a child actor because we have all that logic. Which in a certain sense I like, actually. In a certain sense I like, but I don't know how to. I mean, we can have also this one with the advanced collision, right? So not with the simple collision. Maybe that's the solution, which makes it more precise, right? But I don't think we care about the spring. I think the spring can be non-colliding. Actually, I think we should make it not colliding. I think the spring should be non-colliding. Hello, Twilight. I feel any this code is like removing a card from a card tower and everything falls apart. Yeah, I think you did good anyway. I mean, you created something from scratch without knowing, you know, where to start, and you made it functional. So I think it's great. But yes, if you want my honest opinion, it's really done, you know, wrong in a number of ways, right? But it works, which is nice. But the main problem, let's say, is that you are working on the level, right? You're working on the level, and it is a very bad idea, because when you move this to another level, it will not work. So what we want to have a blueprint, which is our lock that now I created, right? Created a new blueprint. And I'm a bit at the beginning here, but it will contain, you know, the base, the slit, the pins and everything. And this object is the one that, you know, has all the logic in it. So you can then put 5 locks if you want, right? And they all work. While you have the logic partially inside the pin and partially inside the level, right? And that is what is... and this is what I have to undo, right? But the way you did it is very nice, so it's cool anyway. So, hello Neris, hey, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Hello guys. Hello. We are working on a lockpicking minigame that I'm trying to make, trying to have functional and working, and so I think the spring should really not collide, right? In general, at the moment the spring is colliding, but I think it should be no collision. Okay, so now I hope that the I hope that this thing doesn't... Yeah. Okay, now with the collision, right? With the collision set as complex collision, this thing is not colliding anymore, and so it works as expected, right? And we want basically our pin to collide with this, and we want our pin to collide with this, right? And at the moment it is working. What is broken is the logic of the space, right? Because the space at the moment is sitting in a different location. But I think this proves, right? This proves that we can use a child actor. I think we can use a child actor properly for collision, which is nice. Which is very nice. So now I think we can multiply this. Now that we've proven that these guys work, right? I think we can duplicate these guys. And just test them all. But then we will have to move the logic, right? Because the logic at the moment is sitting outside of my lock, and I don't want it to sit to be outside of my lock, right? So I want to configure the lock, and then the lock is doing everything except for the movement of the pin. The pin must stay. I mean the lockpick. Sorry, the lockpick must stay outside, right? Is the Monkey Island soundtrack hearing? Yes, it could really be. There are a number of Monkey Island soundtracks in my playlist. Yes. Yes. You can read the soundtrack at the bottom. Okay, so now in theory every pin reacts to the collision, and every pin should be able to go up, right, properly, as you can see. So every pin works. Now if I do this, right, it didn't actually stop on my. I mean, it is kind of anyway. But yeah, every pin works by itself, which is nice, right? Which is nice. So basically this means that the idea of the child actor at the moment is working. The problem that we have now is the logic. Is the logic of what is the lock that I am using at that particular moment, right? So because I may have two locks, right, like this, one above, one below, one in another place, right? So the point is, how does this know that it is the current lock? Well, we can do it by the collision. So when you collide with one of the pins, you collide also with the lockpicking minigame, right? So we can set in the level what is the minigame we are playing with, right? Based on what is the pin that you just right? So I think we have to do this change, because otherwise it will never work, right? Because at the moment the way this works is that when you press a space bar, this thing is going through the level pins, right? But it is very bad. It is very, very bad. We cannot do it this way. Also, the fact that we have the space bar on the level is a very bad idea. It should be on the player controller, right? Neris, how is your game proceeding? How is your stuff proceeding? Tell me about it. I mean, unless you have to go, obviously. What are you working on? So this is the problem, right? This is the problem. I think we should I'm really thinking what is the best way, right? To me, the best way is that well, there is a simple way, right? The simplest possible way is to do a trick for a second. The trick would be to detect all the lockpick mini games in the level, and just assume that at the moment there is only one, and assume that that is the active game, right? And then on the active game we will call this code, but this code should really reside inside inside the lockpicking minigame, right? It cannot stay here. I mean, it's impossible that it stays here, right? Makes absolutely no sense. And I still need to understand exactly what this is doing, by the way. But I think he's checking. Okay, let's try to understand this thing a second, because I didn't understand it yet, right? So basically this is going through all the pins that he found in the level, and for each one is checking if the pin is already set, right? This is the first condition. So if the pin is already set, then there is nothing to do, right? So this is this pin already locked, right? So that is the question, right? If the pin is already locked, which is this true, we do nothing, right? So we don't act on it. If the pin is not locked, by the way, there is another check before that. So the check is that the difficulty mode should be 1, or the current tag corresponds to the sequence. Okay, so this is basically saying, or you are in a mode where the sequence doesn't count, or you are touching the pin that is actually part of the right sequence. Okay, this is what this thing is saying. And by the way, I don't know if these tags, right? I don't know if these tags are really gonna work still, because that is something we need to check, right? If we can actually tag pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, and pin 4. But I think we can also do it differently. We can do it with an array. I don't know if we can tag. Yes, we can tag anyway this. Okay, we can tag it. Okay, we can tag it. It's slightly different because it is a component tag instead of being an actor tag, right? No, the actor tag is here actually. Yeah, the actor tag is here actually. So in the same way we tagged yeah, we tag this as number 4, right? So we tag this as number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? In the same way, in our lockpicking minigame, we need to tag this as 0. We need to tag this as 1. Because otherwise, I mean, I don't know if you really want to use the tags. I mean, there is probably an easier way without tags, but for now I don't want to do too many changes at the same time, and so we would just go with the tags for a second, right? So these are 0, 1, 2, and 3. And so what this code is doing this check on all the available pins and is checking the tag. So basically when space, okay, let's do this. I think it's the easiest way for now. So when we begin play, right, we will search the, I think we can ignore all of this, by the way. I think all of this is completely unnecessary. Well, I mean, yeah, well, this part is kind of necessary, but again, this should be inside our okay, for now, let's just add, and then we will remove as needed. Okay, we will remove as needed. So we will do this. We will get we will get all actor of class lockpicking minigame, right? And we will set the lockpicking minigame blueprint here, right? Which is not the greatest idea, but at the moment, but is simple and allows me to do one step forward, right? So, and we only have one in the level, right? So this basically is set. Now, when we press space, what I want to do, right? I want to take my minigame, right? And I want to call a function inside the minigame that is doing all of this, right? Because it should not be on the level, it should be inside my minigame blueprint. So we will call, oh, this Baldur's Gate music. Moving slowly, I'm rewriting the NPC AI to make it much better configurable and to work with a combat simulation. Oh, nice. I tried to play with Unreal Blueprint recently and I hate it. At least the debugging is very nice in them. Why you hate them? It's not bad. I still prefer C++ over Blueprints. Maybe I'll change my mind. No, I think that, I mean, you have to use it for the right purpose, right? So you should not use blueprints for stuff that you can do in C++. But for example, interacting with the objects, right? Interacting with the 3D components, right? Interacting with the UI. So for example, catching mouse clicks or input controls and all of that. I think is nice. And I think it's easier than to do it in C++. So. Also because you can really use, you know, here the visual objects that you see in the level. So you can move the mesh, you know, you can rotate the mesh, you can, like here, right? So I have a pin, I have a spring, and here I can act on it. Now all of this can be C++, obviously, but I think you should always have a mix of C++ and Blue. I think that all the components that are like advertising 100% blueprints, right? People think that is a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing, right? Because yes, you can see it all if you don't know C++, but then you end up in these situations, right? So this graph probably is 3 lines of code, right? But if you look at it here, it is a mess to read, right? And yeah. So you should not do the simple math and simple stuff in blueprints, right? But anyway. I mean, math like this, maybe yes, right? When you do like set actor location. But if you go deeper than that, you should not do it. Okay, so here we want to create a new function that will be called something like handle space pressed or something like that, right? So handle space pressed, right? And this handle space pressed, I don't think we should do pretty much, I mean, it should not have any inputs because all the inputs are coming from inside the, yeah, from inside our thing, right? So I would say the only thing that we do is this, right? And then we work inside the minigame blueprint. Now, the problem is, how do we transform this? Well, we can pretty much follow the same logic. I would probably copy the whole thing and see where we end up. Consider that all these variables at the moment are set on the level, right? Which is also something that we really need to change. Okay, let's bring it here. Let's bring it here. Obviously, we'll give a lot of errors and such. But here we are inside the minigame blueprint, right? And what the code was doing was basically taking all the pins, and in our case are all these 4 pins, right? So if you want to do it very simple, we can just make an array, right? And the array can be made of these guys, right? If you want to. The problem is that this is not compatible. It's not compatible because this is expecting This is expecting, yes, the pins objects, right, which for us are is basically the child actor component, right? And the child actor component is not, so we have to cast it to our lock pin new 2, right? So this is what we have to do, unfortunately. That's a bit unfortunate. Can we do it smarter? Yeah, I think we can. We can create a variable, right? Because these components are actually actor components, and they're not very easy to manage, right? So we can have a new variable that we called all pins, maybe, right? And this will be an array of our pins, right? And I think in begin play, so it's done only once, obviously, right? We will do this, right? We will do this, and this is done only once in begin play, right? And we will then add, right? We will then make an array, and the array will be made of all these pieces, right? And we will set it. And yeah, unfortunately, we have to do it for all 4 pins. They will become 8 pins later on. But this is basically a way to keep track of our pin objects in a simple way inside our blueprint, and I think it's probably the best way to do it at the moment. It's the best and it's the most modular way to do it, right? So our array will have at the moment 4 elements. We will have to add more later. We will go up to 8, but we will have these 4 elements, and it will be set as soon as this blueprint enters the game, right? So basically immediately. And then we have all our 4 pins in a handy array, right? And so basically here we can do this, right? Which is what we were doing before with this thing, right? Right. Now all these variables, difficulty mode, okay, let me compile it, we will get a million errors. Yeah, so all these things, right, like difficulty mode should be set in the minigame blueprint. Pin sequence should be set in the minigame blueprint. Pin sequence index, this one I'm not completely sure, because I don't know if this one is keeping track of the of where I am at the moment with the minigame execution. If that is the case, they should be outside. Let me check when we set it. We set it. Set pin sequence. Binary say thank you again for the raid, and yeah, have a good rest of your day. So this pin sequence index, I don't understand it too much. What is it? Is the pin that I clicked? Is it the pin that I clicked or what? Ah no, it's the current. Ah, okay, yeah, it can still be in the minigame. Yeah, it should still be in the minigame. Okay, I understand what is it now. Yeah, they should all be inside the blueprint. So I think we can say that all these guys, right, become variables of our blueprint. The only one that I don't know, set pin counts +1. Yes, this is how many pins you have already unlocked. These variable names probably are not the best. We can change them. So this is actually, this set pin counts means set locked pins, right? Count. And these num pins, I think, is the total you have to make, right? So these num pins is the total pins you have to actually unlock. In fact, here we are checking if we unlocked all the pins, right? So this question is, did we lock all the pins? And if the answer is yes, right, this goes to door unlock. So this is the real unlock, right? Means that we did everything, right? Now this pin set, I don't understand it fully, because this pin set, I thought it was inside one of the pins, while here is on the level, right? So it seems that there is a pin set outside and then pin set inside. There are two variables. One is inside the pin and one is outside. I don't understand why we have this twice, but for now, let me just create it and let's assume that we understand it. Yeah, this code is very messy anyway. This is very, very messy. Also the layout is messy, right? But I think we can fix it. Let me understand this. Let me understand this break. Why we are breaking the for each loop if we didn't unlock all the pins? Because we have set one pin, yeah. So in theory it could start already from here, but anyway, fine. We have to set this first, so yeah, no, it's correct, I think, okay. Hello, Sulfrots. Hey, how are you? Unlock Z tolerance. What the hell is this? Unlock Z tolerance. Zero. What is unlock Z tolerance? Calc unlock Z tolerance. Calculate the pin Z tolerance for unlocking. Higher lockpicking skill, the lower lock strength means... okay. So this one also should go inside the... this one should also go inside our minigame, right? Yes. Now, lockpicking skill, well, in theory this one, because this one is working with lockpicking skills and lock strength, so I don't know if it's really correct that it sits inside the minigame. Well, when the minigame is initialized, yeah, probably yes. So when the when the minigame is initialized, right, we will have to initialize it with all these variables. So we basically need a simple function, right, that is called setup minigame or something like that, right? And maybe we can put it here, right? And in setup minigame or setup, let's say lock minigame, something like that. Yeah, setup lock minigame, right? So this one should have these variables that at the moment are pretty much yeah. So difficulty mode, right? Difficulty mode. By the way, difficulty mode could be an enumeration, but fine. Take that for now. So there is definitely this parameter that is needed. And then let me just see, let me just take from the level this part, right? Because this part is doing a bit of that, right? You see setting difficulty mode here. And so this one, we will have to do the setup here, right? So this will be our setup. Definitely, right? And so difficulty mode will go away from here. Will be removed from here. In the same way, we will have the lock strength and the lock picking skills, right? And also this two will be part of our signature, right? Let's see if I can do a trick. I managed to do a trick. And at the moment they are 1 and 5. 1 and 5. Then we have the number of pins. Now, it was a bit strange that this one is not calculated, right? I was expecting this to be calculated based on a difficulty parameter or based on the lock strength, right? While at the moment, this is actually set manually, right? Which is a bit weird. Generate pin sequence. Oh, generate pin sequence is in C++. Okay. So there was already a library. Ah, yes, I remember this. Okay. Okay, so it's just randomizing. Okay, so we can use the, yeah, we can reuse this inside our. So basically, also all of this, right, will have to be moved. Well, actually, this one will have to be deleted and moved inside of our array. And then the pin sequence index starting from 0. Okay, that's not a big deal. But let me do this. Otherwise, we are going to delete stuff, and we don't want, right? So all of this. I don't want to do a million changes, right? So let's do one change at a time. So I will still get the number of pins as an input here. I will still do this. Maybe say 8 for now. Even if we know already that it's not 8. But anyway, we can change it anytime. So this one will set the difficulty mode inside our minigame. And it is coming from the outside. Then inside plane shift, right, we will call this. We will call this function. Right? With the parameters that we want coming from the physical object that we will have in the game. Okay, so now that we did this, we can still call this generate pin sequence. I think that's not a problem, right? We can use it. Wait, we can use it exactly the same way. It's just a bit weird that this is 8. Why it is 8? Should be this, no? That's a bit weird. I mean, it should generate a pin sequence with the number that I want, right? Yes, I don't know why it is done. I don't know why there was an 8 there. That's fine. And it is our pin sequence. Now this probably should be done only if you are in game mode 2 or 3, but that's fine. It seems that it's generating the pin sequence anyway, right? And then what it's doing is going between that is a bit weird. No, that is impossible. I mean, first index should always be 0, no? And last index should be the number of pins minus 1. No? Yeah, I don't understand exactly why it was done this way, and that's a bit weird. Let me see what it's doing here. For loop get all actor. Because it was destroying the actors that were not. Okay. It was hide. Okay. No, it was correct actually. Wait. It was correct. My fault. So it was actually starting from the total number. So if the total number is 4, right? It was taking 4. We should still be plus 1, I think, though, because this starts from 0, right? So if I say that I want 4 pins, right? I need to start to destroy from number 4. Yeah, from number 4, because it's the 5th. Yeah, that is correct. Okay, that is correct. But we don't want to destroy, right? So what we want to do, we want to hide, right? We want to hide. So do we do it with our pin? Yeah, I think so. I think we do it with our old pins now, right? So we use our old pins, and we get the index being this index, right? And oh, wait a second. This one was destroying based on the pin sequence that comes out of the. Why? No, then I didn't get what this is doing. So sorry for being lazy. What is this doing? You finish another story. Yeah. You write them or you read them? You write them. This function assigns a random order number to each pin. It does not return pin 3, then pin 1, then pin 4 directly. Instead, it returns an array where the pin index is the order position. So each pin get a random sequence position. The random value sorted from lowest to highest. So the returned array becomes 3021, meaning in C++, pin 0 is the fourth in the sequence, pin 1 is the first in the sequence, pin 2 is the third in the sequence. Yeah, exactly. For a lockpicking minigame, this could mean each pin has a hidden randomized order must be solved. There are a few issues though. It is initialized with num pin max, not num pin total, so it always returns an array of max size with an use entry left at 0. Also, it is an unsafe if, because then you write past the fixed array. This line is also slightly risky. Yeah, I don't know why we do this int values. I mean, it's pretty weird. Okay. Approved. Approved. So basically he removed the fixed arrays. He made dynamic arrays, which is much better and is more Unreal style. He used random range with yeah. He's shuffling the pins. Well, let me just check one thing. He's swapping them randomly one time. He's swapping them randomly. Okay, swapping them randomly a number of times as the number of total pins. Okay, it's fine. He's swapping each one random. Okay, it's fine. But sorry, I don't understand why we need this twice, right? So we are shuffling the indexes, okay. Up to here I'm good, right? But then why we do this again? Huh? I don't understand why we do this twice. I understand the shuffle pin indices part, right? But then why we do this piece? I mean, I don't understand why we do this piece. Why we cannot just keep the one that we just randomized? That piece converts the shuffled list from order sequence position equal to pin index to pin sequence pin index sequence position. So I reverse the meaning of the array. Example, order 2031. This means sequence position 0 is 2, position 1 is 0. Yeah, exactly. But if we have it already here, why, I mean, isn't this identical to this? But the original function does not return the sequence like that. It returns for each pin when that pin appears in the sequence. When that pin appears in the sequence. Pin sequence 2 equals 0. Pin sequence 1302. Bro, it's just another randomization of the same thing, no? It seems that we are doing things twice. I don't understand. I mean, we randomize these numbers, right? If the meaning is... Huh? If the meaning is this, or if the meaning is this, is the same. It's still a randomization of a randomization of integer numbers. I don't understand why we have to do it twice. Why we have to reverse the thing, right? So why we cannot use the first, but why we cannot use the first randomization, the first loop randomization as the output? I don't know. I mean, it's already randomized. So do you want to randomize and then change the meaning? I don't. Because the first loop only gives each pin a random score, not a usable sequence. What do you mean a random score? We swap. We swap. What do you mean by score? We swap. What do you mean by score? What do you mean by score? We swap. We swap the values, bro. What is I? I is the number of the pins. So if I say 8 pins, right? It's just randomized this freaking eight thingies. Huh? I'm so confused. Sorry, why we cannot just random... So we have an array, right, of 8 things. Why we cannot just randomize a number between 1 and 8 and then... because then they are not unique. Okay, I understand that. Yeah, so we put 1 to 8 inside the array and then we swap them 8 times and we have our sequence, right? Why we need to do it twice? I don't know. I mean, I can leave it like this, but I'm very confused of why we do it this way. I don't know. So it's starting from 0, it's starting from 1. I don't know, fuck it, we'll just leave it as it is. Fuck it. Okay, I don't want to think more about it, but I think it is completely, I mean, I think the second part is completely useless. You just put the number from 0 to 7 inside the array, and then you swap them 8 times, and then you have your random sequence. I mean, there is nothing else you need to do. But anyway, I don't know why this is so weird, right? But it's fine. Yes, your way of thinking is much better. You can absolutely do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, then shuffle it, the result is your random sequence. Exactly. That is simply the original code. The only important detail is how you swap them. Instead of swap 8 random pairs, it is usually better to do a proper shuffle. Yeah, we can just shuffle. By the way, Unreal Engine is a shuffle array. We have a shuffle array function, 100%. So exactly. So with this is done, right? With this is done. Fuck this. No, the name needs to be the same name though. Otherwise we are in trouble. So basically what this is doing, right, is putting that many numbers into our sequence and then is randomly shuffling them, right? And the result is your array with a thing, right? So that's much easier. But anyway, yeah, this is what I don't get fully, right? So because what we have to do, so the generate pin sequence is nice, right? Fine. So we generate 8 number of pins. But the pin sequence has nothing to do with the destruction of the actors, right? We don't want to destroy. So we just want to say all the actors I don't know, this is so confusing to me. This part is so confusing, right? So we don't want to do this. The only thing we want to do, we want to hide the pins that are not needed. So we take our all pins, right? We do a get. We do a get of this, and then this one we set all the visibility. I will need to set the visibility of the wall actor though. So we do set actor hidden in game. Yeah, exactly. So for the ones, right, that are above. For the ones that are above, right, so this index, so all of this is completely useless. So for all the ones that are above, the number that we need, in this case is 8, so it will not really hide anything, but right? We will say hidden true, right? We will say hidden true. Now, in reality, I think that considering the same minigame can be initialized multiple times, I think that we will have to set the one below to visible and the one above to invisible, right? So I think that the loop should actually work from zero, right? Should work from zero, and you should have a branch that if this index, you know, is greater or equal than this, right? Yeah, I think you should start from zero. You should start exactly from zero. And if this is greater or equal than that, where this is the number of pins, right? If it's greater, we hide it. If it's not greater, I mean, if it's lower, we keep it, right? So that is not hidden, this is hidden. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so basically what this is doing is hiding all the pins. Yeah, exactly. So keep only the necessary pins, right? Or keep visible only the necessary pins. So we're not going to destroy anything, right? The destroy was a bit too much. We are just going to keep visible the ones that we need and not the one that we don't. And not being visible, they will not collide, they will not do anything, right? So it should all be nice and dandy. Okay, so this is our setup. And also we are setting all these different variables. We are generating the sequence. Now the only thing that I don't see, but probably is done later. Okay, so this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Now at the moment we don't have 8 pins. So yeah, I think the other thing that we should do is that if the pins are greater than 4, we should switch the base, right? Yes. So if the number of pins are greater than 4, then we need to switch the base. So the base mesh and by the way, this we will set it so that we can initialize it multiple times, right? So we will set so if it's greater than 4, we set what? If it's greater than 4, we set this one. If it's less than 4, we set this one. Okay, so now based on the number of pins, the base is gonna change. Now unfortunately it's not only the base, but it's also the slit. Also the slit is different if you have a variable number of pins. I think the gate is the same, but the slit is different. So we will pretty much have to do the same. So if the slit is, I think we have a slit 1 and slit 2. Yeah, the slit 1 is this. No. Bra. Why you don't do it? Hello? GG. Anyway, slit 1, right? And this one is slit 2. Okay. And we can test it, right, by then generate pin sequence. This blueprint is not a my level script actor, therefore target must have a connection. My level script actor. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, no, this we need. With this we really need to change. No. This is a very bad idea. This is a super bad idea. This should become a normal blueprint library, right? So it should not be. By the way, why I have this stuff here? Is this ever used? No. I think it is an incarnation of something from the past. And also this one I think is wrong. Well, I mean, yeah, that maybe is okay. It's a bad idea to have it as an actor. Should just be a blueprint library. Can you convert it? Yeah, it should be a blueprint library, like should derive. I just don't remember what is the right name, but you blueprint. Yeah, exactly right. That shit. So. Wait, no, why I deleted the only thing I wanted to keep? Okay. Oh Jesus. Random array. What is this? What is this random array thingy? I don't know. This was just a test, I guess. Yeah, it was just a test. Can delete it. Yeah, there was a bit of, you know, trial and error in this, but it's fine. Okay. So, okay, we're doing some significant changes, but I think it's good. I think we have to do them anyway, just to bring this back to a normal form. To a normal format, boys. Let me see if someone is playing the minigame, the card game. It would be nice to have a game counter. I will think about it. So that the server is somehow, I mean the server, I mean we can do it on the database actually. Well, actually, we have it in the database. I can check the match history. No. I can check. Yeah, in theory, I can check it. So I can do this. Fuck. What is it? Statistics? Player stats. Yeah, if I just do if I just do a player stat, if I just select from select star from player stats. What the fuck? Is empty? Okay, we don't have any stats. So no one. No, I mean, what? Okay. I don't know. Yes, someone connected only to open the packs, but not to, but didn't play a game. Yeah, but I can check it this way, actually. I can see how many matches were won and lost. And the given include must appear at the top. What? This should be in the C++. Or not, I don't remember. I put it in the... He put it in the H though. What? What is the problem? The define is the problem? I don't understand. What is the issue? Is the define the issue? Bro, what the fuck is going on? Why it doesn't like my thingy? Huh? Because the name of the class of because the name of the file is not the name of the no, the problem is the name of the file. Yeah, the name of the file. Can we rename it from here, or is too much to ask? Seems that I can. Oh wow, I did the change. I actually did the change automatically. Fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. I think we will move more stuff to C++ anyway. Generate pin sequence is not a member. How did we call it? We called it generate pin sequence. Okay. GG. Yeah, freaking G. I've checked the Planeship page on Steam. Nobody have write something for more than a month. I've been meaning to write a review, but I always get sidetracked with other things to do. Okay, you should, Sufrots. I mean, it's very easy. It's fine. You can even not type anything, right? You can just if you just thumbs up and just say like nice game, and that's it. Two words. It counts the same. You don't have to write a long review, right? Now, if you write a long review, I mean, that's maybe okay, but for the algorithm, right, for whatever, you know, benefits it gives us, I think that even just a simple I like the game is enough. Is enough. Is enough. So tomorrow is Thursday already, eh? Holy shit. Yeah, because I burned Monday traveling. Failure to load outer resource for curve float blueprint class level lockpicking 2C. What the fuck is going on in this life? I mean, because now it's a bit broken, right? We know it. I mean, it's okay. Generate pin sequence, right? Generate pin sequence, right? Okay, so this is a valid function now. It takes this number of pins, right? That comes from whatever. I mean, it's a variable, so we can just get it from here. And it produced this pin sequence. Very, very nice. Okay, so now it's cleaner, right? Now this thing is cleaner. It's getting the pin sequence, it's generating a pin sequence, it's doing this from 0 to 7, which are all the possible ones. It's getting all the pins, blah blah blah. It's changing the slit, it's changing the base. By the way, What do you mean bad? What is bad? Oh no! Oh no! We got fucked. Because this was the level actor. No! So, and this is what is a bit weird, right? So like, inside the pin, there is logic, because I think that the pin should just go up and down, right? I don't understand why the pin should have logic into it, right? I mean, I understand that the collide happens here, right? Well, I mean, in theory, the collide, we can also move it to our lockpicking minigame. I think it will be the same. or we initialize our pin with the father, right? So because this guy knows who is the father, right? Know who is the parent in theory. So or we go from this to the parent, or we just do all the I think I want to keep all the logic in one place. I think that having the logic a bit inside the pin, a bit inside the mini game, and a bit inside the level, I think is a bad design, right? So I think we should keep it all inside of this thing. So when we have yeah, I think so. Now, because anyway, we know. Anyway, there is, you know, other components. So it's telling you which is the component that you are hitting. It's telling you, right? So I'm kind of undecided, right? I'm undecided if I should initialize this pin. So how do I go to my parent object? I guess I have a get parent. I think I have a get parent actor, right? So right. So if I go get parent actor, and then obviously I need to cast this parent actor to my lockpick something, right? Lockpick minigame BP, right? So because there is the thing. Then all these variables we actually have here, right? So we have the pin sequence index. So we have all of this, right? That we can use instead of these variables that were coming from an impossible place. Now I don't really know if I want to do it this way though. I don't think it's the greatest idea, again, to have the logic in two places. So we can still do it this way, but we can still do it this way, but I don't think it's the greatest. By the way, this code was, I mean, very weird. I mean, the positioning of these boxes is like insane. Why you would position stuff like that? Yeah. Why you would position stuff like this? I don't know, it's so strange. I don't know if this will work, but hopefully it will. I'm doing changes kind of slowly because I don't want to mess up too much, you know. But I'm trying to have... Okay, let me see what happens now. So does this thing compile? Does this thing compile? Yes, now this thing compiles. Okay. So in theory, in theory, if I play, no, it doesn't play yet. It doesn't play yet. Why? There is something that cannot compile. I don't know what is it though. B lockpick new. Yeah, but B lockpick new is the old one. We can delete this guy. I think we can delete it. Can I delete it or is it used somewhere? Lockpicking level 2. Really? Lockpin new. Where is this used? Lockpin new. No, I mean, okay, wait, I didn't mean this. I meant, he's saying that this guy, it is used. Okay, he's saying that this guy is used here and here, right? Blueprint cannot be loaded because it derives from an invalid class. It was that level actor script that we removed. Oh my god, we are fucked. We lost the level. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, I renamed the class, but now when I open the blueprint of my level in the editor, it says it derives from an invalid class. I think that actor class was used as a parent of my level. Can I set the level back to whatever is the default? Whatever is the default? I think it will be like blue. I don't know. I have no idea. No, he lets me change it. I just need to know which one is the thingy. The little avatar is trapped under the chat box. My avatar, this guy. Whee! Boom. Ouch. I follow my face. And by the way, why the why it is not scaled correctly? I think they changed something because you see that the page is not fitting the screen, which is a bit weird. Yeah, it's not fitting the screen exactly. I don't know why. The default parent for a level blueprint actor should be level script actor. Level script actor. I don't know, maybe I can change it. No, it doesn't exist. No, 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 no. Script. Oh, fuck. Oh shit, I think we lost the level. Level script actor. But I cannot reparent it to level script actor. It doesn't show in the drop down. It doesn't show in the freaking drop down, bro. Huh? Oh shit, we fucked up everything. What is this thing? Oh shit. 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 That is really a problem. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's not in the list. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. We are fucked. We are completely fucked. Shit. No, we are completely fucked because I think my only chance is probably to copy this. Maybe. And to create a new level and paste it into the level. But I don't think that is gonna work. I think we are completely fucked. Beyond real. The paste doesn't work. Ah, it worked. Okay, the paste worked. Okay, that's good news. Well, I mean, it worked, but be weird. But better than nothing, I would say. I would say better than nothing. I would say so we basically copied everything that we had in the other level, we copied in this level, right? And so the other level we can't forget. The problem is that in the other level we still have a lot of logic. If I play this level, I cannot play it because well, but this one is the one we have to delete, right? This one is the one we have to delete. And is used by these two levels, but you know, I think I will just ignore it. Yeah, we did a bit of a mess with that rename. I didn't realize that. I mean, it kind of opens though, right? So I think the blueprint. Because all of this we moved in another place, right? Yeah, but there's still all of this. Fuck. Can I just select everything here and copy into my new maybe? It crashed. It crashed. Aye. We are a bit in trouble, boys, because that rename of a class, I can recreate it and see what happens. Maybe it's the best idea. Yeah, let's recreate it 1 second. I think it's the only way. Let me recreate it because I think otherwise we are in trouble here. We are really in trouble. We are really in trouble. We recreate it, and then we will delete it later. But we have to recreate it. Do I have to do it this way or? And no, but it's creating the file. The file name is wrong. May it work if the file name is wrong or not? What the fuck? Yeah, we are messing up a bit here, guys. We are messing up a bit, but we will see what happens. I'm trying to restore the class, because the problem is that we cannot change it. When you change it once in the level, you are fucked forever. So it's really a bad idea to use this level script actors. It's a very bad idea. Very bad idea. Bro, why you rename the class? Oh my god. I only wanted to rename the file, right? Okay, now we rebuild. Okay, let's see. Let's see if now the levels is still broken. The problem is that I resaved it, so may not be good. May definitely not be good. Lockpicking level. Lockpicking level 2. Huh? Lockpicking level 2. You cannot load it, right? You cannot load it. You cannot load the parent class. Abandon ship now. Ah, fuck. As soon as I copy that, everything crashes. Jesus Christ, superstar. Okay, I think we have to rebuild it piece by piece. I mean, we don't really need much from that level, by the way, right? We don't really need much from this level, right? We don't really need much from this level. And by the way, the blueprint opens, right? It's just that you cannot. So like all of this is completely useless to us, so it's fine, right? Now this thing we wanted to keep. The problem is that if I copy it, is crashing automatically. Even if this one, I think I already moved, right? This calc unlock Z tolerance, I think I already moved it to my blueprint. Yes, I did actually. Actually, I did. Reset pins. I don't even know what is this. Ah, yes, is resetting the material. Ah, yes. Is the one that yeah, this one if we could copy it, I don't know if it's crashing or not, but if we copy it and we put it inside our BP, that would be the best. And now this will not really compile, right? Because in our case, this is all pins. Because this was done twice. Because they were the two. Okay. The more I look at this, the more it's completely crazy the way it was done, but it's fine. I mean, the guy was really, you know, doing this thing for the first time, so I think he did great. I think he did great. All considered, right? I think he did great, all considered. But definitely... Huh. For example, this one, right? Call stop bounce on BP player controller reference. Do we have... yes, we do have also another piece of logic here for whatever reason. Stop bounce. That's a bit weird, huh? There is something very weird. Let me do this. Okay, it is already better, but the problem we have is, okay, so now I moved these two functions, reset pins and call unlock, blah blah blah, right? But our problem is the beginning of this, because I need anyway at least to do this, right? In our world. I need at least to do this. Let me see the parent class of this guy. Yeah, it's level script actor, but we cannot set it, unfortunately. Level script. I don't know why we cannot set it in the other, right? I don't know why we cannot set it here. Because it goes into this stupid mode where it cannot. No, it's not. Okay, anyway, we copied this, right? This we don't need. All this we don't need. This one we copied already. This one we don't care. This one, what is this? Display lockpicking game info and controls on screen. Text blocks 2. Create BP game info widget. Add to viewport. I mean, actually this piece I think we can reuse. I don't know exactly. Hopefully we can copy it without crashing. Yeah, seems we can. Now it will not really work as is, but this was a way to create this widget and put it somehow on screen, right? With the difference that this number of pins, this all this stuff, right? For us, is coming from it's coming from the setup. It's very strange though. I don't know if this makes any sense actually, but I'm doing it just to have it here, but in reality this doesn't make any sense to us. This doesn't make any sense. Or anyway, very little. But let's put it there. It's fine. Let's put it here. Now, if I open a new level, I cannot keep that open. No, it's impossible. Okay. So this part we did. Now here, there is all this door unlocked, you know, bind event to reset pin event, reset pin event. I don't even know what is this, but fine. I mean, it's calling this if we get the specific bind event. Okay. Fine, I think this we can do. Now the only thing that I didn't put, and this we can move, right? This we can move to our level, I think. If it doesn't crash. No, I think it crashes on the timeline. Yeah. I think it crashes on the timeline because it doesn't understand the timeline anymore. But it's fine. Anyway, I need to go, guys. But we made good progress. Unfortunately, we got delayed by this changing class that I didn't realize it was really doing damages, right? But it was. It really was. Also, the way this is done is very weird. So instead of using a timer or a delay or whatever, yeah, that is very weird. That is very, very weird. That is very weird, yeah. We can... I mean, I can put it here, right? I can put it here. But the right way to do it, right, would be to have a timer, right? To have a timer. And... so to set door unlocked, true and false. So this was the true and false that was going to send the message, right, to our okay, let's create this variable. It's fine. Let's create this variable that is fine as well. Yeah, but the proper way to do it would be to add a timer by function here, right? Timer by event or whatever. Timer by event, right? And then you have a time of 2 seconds, right? You create an event which is called something like stop spam prevention, right? And what this is doing after 2 seconds is just to set this spam prevention to false, right? Which is allowing you basically to hit spacebar again, right? So that is the right way to do it. That is the right way to do it. Now, after this, let me try to see if we have to salvage anything else from this level. Yes, we need this. I'm just porting to okay. Yeah, this pin set. Okay. Yeah, this pin set is not very clear to me, right? But anyway. Okay, so now we have pretty much everything that was in this level. We have it ported, right, to our new level. Because all of this should not go here, but should go inside our BP logic. Now, the only thing is this. I don't know if I can copy it without crashing. Oh, I copied it. It's very nice. So here there is a new method that is called new event that is called unlock door, right? That we can call later on, right? And this unlock door is doing this. I don't know exactly what it's doing. Yeah. I think it's moving away the lockpick. I think the lockpick actually should be set somehow. Probably is the only one that we should set, right? In the begin play. I think it's probably the only one that really makes sense to be set here. So this BP lockpick, I think it should be set to this. Because so then we can manipulate it later on, right? Then there is the door. Yeah, I think the door is another object, which is this one. BP medieval door. That's fine. We're gonna change all of this, but at the moment I'm just putting it here so that we can compile, right? We can compile this and we can call it done. Destroy the lock related actors. Yeah, this I don't understand exactly why we should do this, right? I don't think we should do this. I think we can leave like a placeholder saying because I think we are already no. I think the only one is to move the slit or something like that. But I don't think we should do this. I'm putting like with a question mark, but I think is completely useless. We can hide the lock if we want, but... Hello, Pizek. Can you briefly explain what joining up the boxes mean? Like it is UML and connecting classes together? Hello, hello. I mean, it's a bit long to explain, but let me think about what is the easiest way for me to explain it. Okay, let me explain it like this. You are in the 3D world, you see? So there is the 3D world. Okay. You can drop in the 3D world an object. Okay. They can be an actor, right? It can be an actor, and you can give a 3D form to that actor. For example, this door. Okay, this door. So this door is now an object in our 3D world, and it can be scripted. So you can associate code to this door. Right? Just because it exists in the 3D world, right? The way you can script it is or through C++ or through visual scripting, let's call it, which is called Blueprint in Unreal Engine, right? Which is this thing, right? And so the simplest thing that you can do, for example, right, on this door, is to say, whenever I play, and now I cannot play, but anyway, you can say, whenever I play the level, right, and this door is initialized, right, do something. And that do something is called begin play, right? And for example, what I could do, I could print out hello world, right? I can say hello world. So basically what this will do, as soon as the level starts and the door gets initialized, it will execute this node, right? And you have to see it like a workflow. So this node is executed first, and then after this line, this node is executed next, and then if I put another print string, right, this will be another line, right? Another line of my print string. So what will happen is that this is executed, this is executed, this is executed when the door opens. Now, considering it's a door, you can start to do some fancy stuff, right? So for example, you can set the actor location, right? So you can say, oh, by the way, now I want this door, meaning me. You see that here is saying self, right? So I want as soon as the level starts, right, I want to move up 1 meter, right? So this node will actually move the door up 1 meter, or I want to rotate the door, right? Set actor rotation, right? You can rotate the door 90 degrees, right? Which means on the Z, which basically means that the door will swing open, right? And so on. And then you can start to say, oh, based on this variable, right? You create maybe a new value. You can create variables here. You can create a variable that says, is the door open, right? So you can then drop the variable and say, oh, if this door is open, then branch, right? So if this is true, if the door is open is true, then do something. Or if it's false, do something else. So it's basically a flow that is executed when the game runs. And is per object, right? It's per object. So, yeah. I don't know if it makes sense. So it's like scripting inside. And obviously you can do, I mean, what I explained is very little, but you can do way more. So for example, now we are creating this lock object that has pins inside and a lockpick, right? and you can script what happens when you move the lockpick or when the pins are moving. You can script everything you want, right? You just need to know how to do it. But yeah. Unlock door. So for example here, right, there is an unlock door that is doing something a bit weird, but it's taking a part of the lock, right? Is setting his mobility to movable. And then, I mean, this is done in a very weird way, but anyway, it's looping 100 times, right? And is basically moving the actor of 1 centimeter, right, to the left. So it's basically unlocking the slit of our lock, right? So it's moving this piece here. It's moving this piece, right, to the left. That is what it's doing. When the door unlocks, right? Now it's done a bit in a weird way, but so in fact, we should do this, and we should do this, and we should do this, and we should do this. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't do it because that is not an actor. But it's a component, right? So what we will have to do here is to add component word offset. Now we will have to set component location, relative location, or something like that, or add local offset, or add word offset. Yeah, exactly, add word offset. So yeah, this is what we have to do. Add word offset. Is doing it on the lockpick. Yeah, I mean, this thing is completely weird, right? So it's not the way to do it. But anyway, I'm keeping it just to prove the point. Can it do player interaction? So if the door is clicked, he has a choice. If you, yeah, absolutely, yes. You can interact with the player, right? So the player can interact with the door. So you can script, you know, that when the player presses E, right, the door opens, or something like that. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I think that we ported all the pieces. Now, unfortunately, I have to go, but I think we ported all the pieces. I think we are in good shape here. So I think what we can do, we can delete lockpicking level 1. I think this one we can really delete it. Ah, there are some redirectors. Let me fix the redirectors. Assuming that we can do it. Then I will delete what is going on? Cannot do it. Very different from Crystal Space. Yeah, very different. Yes, completely different. Yeah, the visual part is completely different. The server side, The server side, I could salvage somehow, right? But the client side, I had to redo completely. I had to completely redo. Okay, let me just see if we left anything before going to bed. I just want to be sure that we didn't. So we moved the open door, we moved this, we moved this. Okay, we moved the spacebar thingy. We have all of this done, yes, in the other level. And we have the initialization. So I think we have everything, guys. And I ported these two functions, right? So my suggestion is that we delete this level. We delete this level, right? And we delete this pin, which is the pin that was created, you know, just as a duplicate. And then now I don't know why here all the pins disappeared, but on the one above, in theory this one was using the new pins, not the old pins, but anyway. But we don't care at this point. We don't care anymore at this point. This is our new object, and it is the object that we should look at, right? So now the interesting part would be, if I play, yeah, you see that it configured itself as, yeah, exactly. So let me see. Yeah. Let me see if, okay, let me do one more step before going to bed. So if I now take this and I duplicate it up to 8, right? And I duplicate it up to 8. Fuck, why they're not following a reasonable sequence? Right? So now we have from 1 to 8. And now I take the pin number 5. And I move it. Now I will have to do, yeah, it's not super easy because, well, I mean, I have to switch to the other set, right? And I will have to rotate this 180. Huh? Right? Yes. It is 180. And then I will have to take pin number 7, put it here, rotate it 180 as well, and go on, right? But the point is that now all these guys should work as expected, right? I mean, we need to tag them. There is still a bit of work we need to do. 5, 6, 7. No, wait. 5 must go here. Okay. So the point is that now, if we go in our initialization script, and we now extend it. I mean, it's a bit ugly, I have to say. It is a bit ugly, but it's okay. We love him. We love him anyway, even if he's a bit ugly, right? We love him anyway. Yes. Yes. And so now pin 5, pin 6, pin 7, and pin 8, right? 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 4, 5, 6, and 7. So basically now our object knows his pins, right? It knows that he has 8 pins, right? So if I initialize my my lock, yeah, the problem is that I have to do it from here, right? But if I initialize my lock with 4 pins only, if I say number of pins 4, right, and I play, this thing becomes, you see, becomes the iron one, and you only see the 4 pins above, right? And then we can move this if we want. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, this works, right? And if I say 8 pins, right, or 7, let's try 7. If I try 7 pins, right, this thing becomes the golden one, right? And now he has 7 pins. Now the one below probably do not work as expected. Yes, because they have to be set as reverse. So pin 5, 6, 7, and 8 needs to be like this. And so now in theory they will, yeah, the positioning is a bit weird. I don't know why. Yeah, but you see now they move the right direction. I don't know why they are positioned where they are positioned, right? So that we need to understand why they are lower than expected. But yeah, so now we can configure, right? We can configure our lock in all configurations we want, right? And the good thing is that it is one object, right? But I could put more than one, right? So in theory now I can completely delete this guy above, because this guy above is actually, so I could duplicate my lock and have another lock. And this one, if I want, I can configure it differently, right? In my mini game, right? I mean, now, I mean, it's a bit hard to go up there, but in theory, right? I can go up there and move the other locks, right? Well, actually, no, because it didn't open, right? But yeah, okay. But you get the point, right? You get the point. So yeah, so it is pretty good, because this is exactly the way it should have been done from the beginning, right? So one blueprint object, self-containing, with all the logic inside the self-containing object, right? And now this thing is ready to be extended, right? We can extend it as we want. Now I don't understand why these pins at the bottom are actually messing up a bit, right? Also, I don't understand why. Because I positioned them wrong, probably. I have an idea of why. Yes, because I positioned them wrong. Because the slit, if I want to do this thing, I have to use the slit number 2, right? Exactly. So that all these guys are actually... Can I multi-select? Yes. All these guys should go probably here, right? Now, their Z is really not I mean, what is this? This is the Y, right? Their Y is not really identical for all of them. So we should probably set it identical. And I think that now they will work as expected. Yeah. Exactly. Now the space bar is not really doing anything yet, right? So we have to do that part. But now there is a completely configurable object, right? So I can go 2 pins, right? If I want, I can go 2 pins, and so it will switch to the other system. And you see, it only has 2 pins now, right? I think we can add more customization, right? So we can have different slit, we can have different gates, we can have different base, and different texture for everything, right? And maybe we can even have different pins. Okay, guys, I really need to go, but I think we reached a good point. So thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. I may be slightly late because tomorrow I'm going to the gym as every Thursday. And then I have to eat as well when I come back. I finish at 8:30 there, and then I have to come back, eat, and then stream, right? But yeah. Yep, so if you want to click follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, that's always a good idea. Also remember our game is available to be downloaded. Oh, that's a nice picture of the day. Can be downloaded. By the way, the funny thing is that many of these people that you see in this picture are still here, are still playing the game today. And also from Steam. Bye bye. Have a good night. I can teach you more, Pizzik, one blueprint at a time, but it will take some time. Bye.